trade that happened around, I believe, this afternoon or early on today, that Tyreek Hill from the Chiefs is being traded over to the Miami Dolphins. And I know this is a shocker for most individuals, especially something most people would think Tyreek Hill was Pat Mahomes' security blanket of a wide receiver, because Tyreek Hill's nickname is the Cheetah, so because he's fast, like one of the fastest guys in the NFL. I think he is the fastest guy in the NFL. Or is that correct?
I would say he's the quickest. I don't know about fastest. He can get out there, but we'd have to see. He's a dynamic player, so yeah. But for me, I think he's the quickest. I don't know about the fastest, but nah, he get out there for sure.
No, for sure. And I'm just looking at, so the Chiefs, are getting a 2022 first round pick, 2022 second round, and 2 fourth round picks, and a 2023 sixth round pick. So they just got what? They got 4. They got 5 picks for Tyreek Hill, and the Dolphins are just receiving Tyreek Hill, obviously. So, I mean, I know this is a question that everyone's is really asking. How is this going to impact Patrick Mahomes? That's the big question. I know media folks, or at least media talking heads, are pretty much saying that the Chiefs took the long-term approach instead of paying a lot of money for Tyreek Hill. But what do you think? How is this going to affect the security blanket, the Cheetah? How's this going to affect Pat Mahomes in the long term?
I'm not gonna lie. I think the Chiefs are in trouble, because you could even see it towards the end of last year, because they started doubling Tyreek Hill, putting getting one good, I would say, linebacker or safety on Kelsey, and that was literally how you stop the Chiefs. You really keep Tyreek Hill contained, and that team becomes a one-trick pony, because if you watch a lot of the Chiefs, all they do is just deep ball to Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill bails out Patrick Mahomes almost 90% of the time. And that's not to say that Patrick Mahomes can't play, but I think we've gotten to the point where when it comes to quarterbacks, people think quarterbacks do it by themselves. We saw what happened with Deshaun Watson without D-Hop. You saw what happened with Kyler Murray without D-Hop.
Those are
two different players. They were all of a sudden, they were great when they had the number one. We saw Jared Allen when he got Stephon Diggs. All of a sudden, these guys are just top 5. Oh, they're the greatest we've ever seen. But when you take that number one away, and what makes it worse, it's not like they got a replacement. They got Juju Smith-Schuster, and I had him on fantasy. He's a number 2. I don't think he's number 1 in my opinion.
Yeah, he didn't show out while he was with the Steelers, because once the Steelers, they traded Antonio Brown. The Steelers,
they cut him, I believe. No. I don't know, but when Juju had to be number 1, he just wasn't that guy. And I think too much especially guys like Juju, I feel like, yes, they're great at football, yes, they're talented, but I feel like more so they want to be a celebrity than a ball player.
So it's
going to be him and Patrick Mahomes, little brother, just dancing on the sidelines. That's all cute and all if you're not winning, because we tend to forget that division is stacked. And they know what we see in the blueprint. You beat Mahomes. Of course, Tyreek Hill's gone. So now Kelsey's going to be the number 1 target. And now you got, Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa. Come on now.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the current, or at least the projected starters for next year at wide receiver, you already mentioned Juju Smith-Schuster, Nicole Hardman, I believe I pronounced his first name right,
Yeah.
and then Josh Gordon, which, let's be honest, Josh Gordon has been constantly getting suspended, so we don't know about Josh Gordon. I mean, they still have Travis Kelce at the tight end position, which is good, but still, I mean, Tyreek Hill, I'm gonna repeat it again. That was the Chiefs' security blanket. Like you can't take away the impact that Tyreek Hill has done or was for the Chiefs. But I mean, it just came down to money. That's really what it came down to. The Chiefs didn't offer the money that Tyreek Hill wanted. That's why they were like, okay, well, our teams are allowed to speak to Tyreek Hill, and we're seeing, like, just to kind of like go on a side note, we're seeing receivers getting paid a lot. Like Devontae Adams just got paid a lot of money.
Yeah, because Tyreek Hill got more than him.
He did? What?
Yeah, let me see. I'm about to pull it right now.
All right.
Tyreek Hill got. I just had it. Tyreek Hill got 4 years, $120 million, with $72.2 million fully guaranteed.
Shoot, that is, man, 72 guaranteed.
72 guaranteed.
Man, that's a lot of money.
And I think Devontae, his per average is going to be $28.25 million.
That's a lot.
So
yeah, because I'm looking at his contract right now. So right now, yeah, 5 year, $140 million. 5 years, $140 million. 19 million. He has a $19 million signing bonus, 65 million guaranteed, and like you mentioned, his average salary is going to be 28 million. And he won't be a free agent until 2027. So Devontae got paid. I mean, I'm happy for receivers now getting paid. Like, because Amari Cooper with the Dallas Cowboys, maybe a few years ago, got his money. I mean, it's good. I think it's good for the sport that these guys are getting paid. Especially the top dog guys, they're getting really good guaranteed money, maybe even more guaranteed money than some quarterbacks. But again, when it comes to Tyreek Hill, it came down to money. It came down to, hey, I want to get paid for what I do best, is play football at the wide receiver position.
And he deserves the money, but I really think Chiefs are going to be at the bottom of the division, because with the Raiders loaded up, Chargers loaded up, Broncos loaded up,
yeah,
and they all got elite pass rushers on. Everybody but the Chiefs got elite pass rushers. So Mahomes gonna get smacked around. So I know it's gonna be a dogfight, and I think the Super Bowl's gonna be in Las Vegas, right?
Yeah, let me confirm that. Okay, so the Super Bowl, if it's in Las Vegas, that's gonna be a big deal. If it is in Super Bowl 2023 location, and then it's going to be in Arizona.
Oh, is it Arizona? Wow. They've had a lot of Super Bowls in Arizona.
We played a day early in 2023, taking place and this is from CBS Sports. So, yeah. So it's going to be in Arizona, which hopefully the Cardinals are not trash. But
I don't have any faith in the Cardinals. I'm sorry. They're going to be average team, and it's not going to be pretty. A lot of these teams, like I said, and the problem is people get too entranced like the teams that are making big moves. Yeah. But it's usually how the NFL's always been. It's always the sleeper teams that nobody expects that out of nowhere become great teams. So it's going to be interesting.
So with the Chiefs, do you think this will definitely have an impact on Patrick Mahomes? I know we talked about this off air about how we're really gonna see what Patrick Mahomes is made of without one of his security blankets, because Tyreek Hill took pressure off of Travis Kelce. Now you're putting pressure on Juju Smith-Schuster, which
he isn't that guy. He's not that get off the ball, beat the best defender type guy. And I don't see how he's going to fit in that Chiefs offense, because that Chiefs offense, if you saw a lot of the motion, those are like for guys like Tyreek Hill. I know a Hardman can be that because he's just as fast as a Cheetah, but I just don't know how they're going to incorporate Juju into the offense to where it's like, besides making it one-dimensional. Because it's not that, like I said, it's not that he can't play, but I don't see him as a threat. And Patrick Mahomes needs that guy. If you see how Patrick Mahomes plays, he needs that guy that is like speedy, quick, can get that separation.
Athlete. He needs someone with it. He needs explosive athlete.
Like, I'm sorry, one-on-one, I'm not scared of Juju. I'm not scared of that at all. Tyreek, man, I want you 15, 20 yards back.
And Juju got this year, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he got hurt. Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the games played this year or last year. He only played 5 games, 15 receptions, 28 targets, and he has only accounted for 129 yards, which is not good. So most likely, he was injured. But even the years prior, like 2020, he played 16 games, had 97 receptions, and he had 128 targets. And then he only accounted for a total of 831 yards, playing 16 games. So that's average. That's below average. I mean, his breakout year was at 2018, which he had played in 16 games, played in all 16 games, had 111 receptions, 166 targets, and he had 1,426 yards. And he accounted for 7 touchdowns that season back in 2018. I believe Antonio Brown was part of the team during that time period. 2018 wasn't.
That's why he went off, because Antonio Brown, he had to be his number 2. So everyone's doubling Antonio Brown, so he looks better. You take that away, he's average. I'm sorry. I had him on fantasy, and this man let me down. I was like, oh, okay, I think he'd be a number 1. Not Juju.
He hasn't proven it since Antonio Brown left the Steelers. I mean, he might be a good kid, doesn't get himself in trouble, but is he really gonna fill the shoes of Tyreek Hill like that?
Oh, not even close. I can tell you that right. Not even close.
That's the question, because that's essentially what matters. It's like, okay, you're losing such a huge talent, and you're getting like these are Tyreek Hill's stats for last season: 111 receptions, 1,239 yards. He averaged about 11 yards, or I'm gonna be specific, 11.2 yards per catch.
And how many touchdowns?
He had 9 touchdowns.
So Juju's not doing that. I'm just telling you right now.
I mean, people might say, "Oh, he got Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes might be able to make other players better." That's what they like to say about quarterbacks. But
I don't know what football they're watching. I have never seen a trash receiver or average receiver become better under a quarterback. It's either he can play or he can't, but he's not going to get better.
Unless it's Peyton Manning or even Tom Brady.
But even those guys, like guys didn't really get better under them. They were already good, but they were put in a position where they could thrive because they weren't asked to do what they're not. It's like, oh, you want a guy to run deep routes when it's like that's not who he is.
Exactly. You got to play to the player's strengths. So, I mean, just to end the segment, I mean, at the end of the day, we'll see for next year. We'll see what Pat Mahomes is made of. And
nah, I ain't doing nothing to me. I'm just telling you that right now. They're going to be at the bottom half of the division. I'm calling it.
Who do you think is the surpriser in that division?
I'm not going to lie. I think the two top dogs are going to be the Raiders and Chargers.
I think the Raiders might win that division. That's going to be my hot take. I think the Raiders are going to win the division.
All right, I'm going to go with the Chargers then because Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa, that's going to be scary.
Oh, God. Khalil Mack is with the... Oh, Lord. Yeah.
And Derwin James.
Hey, man, they're going all in. Okay.
Nah, but Raiders got a rush too. I forgot who they picked up. I know they got Max Crosby. Who did they pick up? It was a big time player.
I mean, they got Darren Waller, but he's been there. Darren Waller's that dude at the
no, he's gonna be. That boy's gonna be scary.
I mean, he can honestly, he can be. You could consider him as maybe one of the best tight end.
Chandler Jones. Ooh, Max Crosby and Chandler Jones, they about to be different.
I'm telling you.
So that's what I'm saying. Patrick Mahomes, nah, I'm sorry. So and Denver's got Brandon Chubb and Randy Gregory. Nah, it's a wrap. With the boo-boo tackles, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, because the Chiefs O-line has been suspect. That's the reason why they got blown out in that Super Bowl against the Bucs because that Dookie O-line. But I mean, they had injuries to the O-line, but still,
I don't care who did. I'm sorry, y'all. Because people tend to forget they're the same division. So each week, what was that? 8 games?
Yeah, about 8 games.
No, 6 games. They going against some dogs.
Yeah.
I don't care. Those 6 games, you're not gonna come unscathed. And Patrick Mahomes, I'm sorry, he look like he's gaining weight. I'm sorry, I'm gonna just say he look like he's gaining weight.
And
he don't look as fluid, but it's not just because people don't tend to forget about Patrick Mahomes.
Work out, be honest,
well, of course they don't be working out. They don't work out like that. But a lot of people don't want to admit this. But guess who's the closest person to Patrick Mahomes? I would say body type.
Big Ben?
Exactly. And he gonna get big like Big Ben. And when I'm telling you, once the athleticism goes, Patrick Mahomes is over. All that running around, getting hit. All right, it's gonna catch up to you.
Hey, all right.